Hello and welcome to L-Innovate. In today's video, I am going to talk about entrepreneurship. This will appeal to those that are new in their entrepreneurial and business journey. I offer my perspectives and insights based on my experience in business, as well as an entrepreneur in tech and in natural resources. You might be feeling discouraged because 2020 has been a nightmare, and you might feel that it's best to wait until 2021. Nope, I encourage you to continue. Why? Because it's only the first week of October 2020, so you have 3 whole months left, well, just under 3 whole months left to work on that idea, and if you already have an existing business, to breathe new life into it in readiness for 2021. Also, I think this year has demonstrated how desperately the world needs people with new, fresh ideas and people that are agile in their response to difficulty. So I encourage you to continue. Please watch the rest of the video and let me know what you think. Happy Sunday, welcome to L-Innovate. In today's video, I am going to talk about entrepreneurship. This will appeal to those that are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs or possibly starting your own business, as well as those at the early stages of their business. The video has 3 key parts to it. Number 1, why now is a good time for entrepreneurs. Number 2, why I chose entrepreneurship and business, and why I think you should consider it. And number 3, 4 key things that you need to have in mind before you start your journey. At the beginning of this video, I have a picture of a clock and an image that depicts money growing on trees. No, money does not grow on trees. We know this. However, your money tree will grow from the ideas that you invest time in planting and in cultivating. That's important. You don't need to wait until you've taken a lease on a big office space. You don't need to wait until you have done another training course on business. You don't need to wait until you have moved to a big city or until you have concluded your MBA program. Now is a good time for you to start. I offer my perspectives here from my experience in business, as well as an entrepreneur in tech and in natural resources. At this point, I think it might be a good idea to explain why I chose this route. In life, I'm all about self-governance. In business, that means governance over my time, over my energy, over my creativity, and a choice about the brilliant people and companies I choose to work with and to collaborate with, as well as how and where I work with them. I find that working from different places in the world with people from different backgrounds gives my work texture. It sharpens my problem-solving skills. For that reason, I have chosen entrepreneur life. Why do I think you should consider it? Well, right now, the world is going through such difficult times and it needs solutions. Therefore, it needs creative thinkers, it needs problem solvers, it needs innovators. So if that's you, I think you should make a start. Perhaps you've been made redundant or you are worried about keeping your job. Whatever the reason is, if you think you have a brilliant idea then don't let the fear of failure stop you from starting, because the world needs your brilliance. However, before you begin your journey, I think there are 4 things that you need to consider. Number 1, your personality trait, resilience. The ability to bounce back from adversity is critical, because in business and in entrepreneurship, invariably, things are going to be challenging at times. Things are going to go wrong from time to time. It's important that you don't fall apart when things don't go according to plan. For example, a client might not pay you on time, so that is going to create a cash flow problem. Or your business partner might leave, or a key member of staff might not show up. You need to be able to bounce back when things are not working. A key component to that is clarity of mind. Why? Because as you start out on your journey, or as you progress in your journey, there are going to be a lot of armchair business people telling you what you should do, or people that are going to underestimate your idea or underestimate what you can do. It's important that you're clear in your vision. That way you're not distracted by the noise. That's important. And then hearing the word no. You're going to be hearing the word no quite often. That could be covertly or overtly. The point is, it's going to be a no. It's important that you don't fall apart when you hear the word no, or that you don't internalize it as someone rejecting you. No can actually be good for you. Let me explain. Sometimes you might really want a deal, you might really want a partnership, but ultimately it's not equitable for you. So someone putting the plug on that deal might be a blessing in disguise for you. Also, when someone says no to you, it might give you time to pause and reflect. It might just be that your product and service is not right for that particular client. So them saying no to you gives you time to revise your product or your service. Does not mean you change it completely, but that you ensure that it's targeted. Which brings me to my second point on the list, your proposition. What problem are you solving? You need to think about what the problems are within your client base. So if your product is for the business community, if it's B2B, what problem are you hoping to solve with your offering? And within that, is it going to be for startups, scale-ups, for medium-sized enterprise, or is it going to be for multinationals? You need to be clear about that. And if it's for B2C, so business to consumer, you still have to go through the same process. Going through this process will give you a clear idea of how to market your business proposition, and then what your route to market is going to be. The third component to this is your team. At the beginning of this, you might be able to do everything yourself. And sometimes it's important that you do things for yourself to start with. But ultimately, as you develop the idea further, you're going to need to have external expertise. How you choose your team is really important to the success of your venture. For me, personally, I enjoy high integrity people. I find that I function at my optimum level when I'm around people that do what they said they're going to do, that's important. It creates a sense of trust, because ultimately, if you have a team member that always has excuses, that does not deliver, that will eventually cascade down to you not delivering to your customers. Ultimately, customers won't buy from you if you don't deliver because they can't trust you. So then you ruin your reputation, and reputational risk in business is not a good idea. Also, it's important that you have team members that have a problem-solving mentality, because you're doing something new, there's no blueprint. So it's unhelpful to have people that are always complaining about things not working. You need people that enjoy taking the road less traveled, because at the beginning, there's no cute roadmap. You're trying to figure it out as you go along. So that's an important component to have within your team. And then also people that are effective in communicating. So people with emotional intelligence. You want people that are able to articulate their idea clearly, whether they agree with you or not. And sometimes disagreements are actually really good for the business. It creates a dynamic environment. You don't want people that always agree with you, because that is not conducive to problem solving. But how they convey their disquiet is important for the team dynamic. And the fourth component to this is money. How are you going to finance this venture? It might be that you can bootstrap. That is to say, you can self-fund. If you're in a position to do that, then that is the best way to go, in my opinion. But it might be that your venture requires a lot of capital injection. Therefore, you might need to consider outside investment, such as private equity, venture capitalist funding, or angel investment. If you're going to consider those three routes, you have to think about how much equity you are comfortable giving away in your business, and if you're comfortable having outside people have a say in how you run the business. That's what you need to consider. Another source of funding is debt funding. At the moment here in the UK, a number of institutions have very low interest rates. If your business idea is deemed commercially viable for them, they may look at funding you. And finally, you can also consider grant funding. There are grants available for ideas that are underpinned in science and in technology. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. If you have, then please give me a signal. If you have liked it, please like. If you think others in your network can benefit from the information, please share it with them. If you have some comments, I would like to hear them. Thank you very much.